Does it cost to shut down my business? Obviously, when this question came up, it was longer, way longer than this one, because this is never an easy question to answer. So I shortened it way down and threw it on the list for you guys. The answer is yes, it does. It does cost, and sometimes it costs dearly. And so imagine this: you're a business owner, you've been trying to bring your dream to market, you're trying to be successful, and it's just not working. And I see this a lot with franchises, especially franchises that are brand new. Restaurants also face this. Franchises, restaurants, and certain other businesses, especially medical businesses, have very high startup costs. And so just before you can open your door, you're going to shell out a lot of money. And if you are new to an area and you're building a brand, it might take 2 or 3 years sometimes for that brand to take off. And so you might have $300,000, $400,000, maybe $1 million invested into this idea. And then if the income is slow to come into the business, your loan payments, your rent payments, your franchise payments, all of those things can be very burdensome. And oftentimes during this process, the owners are not paying themselves. And I think you've heard me say it before, owners need to pay themselves. Don't go too long without paying yourself. But but eventually, if the business isn't taking off, then the owner's going to have to throw in the towel. Well, what happens? What are the costs associated with that? If you're a franchise, you're probably going to have to pay a breakup fee for the franchise. If you are financially at your limit, you might have to pay costs related to bankruptcy. Bankruptcy isn't free, and you think, well, I got no money. How can I afford it? It sucks. I'm sorry. You might, and you probably will have costs related to your lease. So if you signed a 3-year lease or a 5-year lease, well, you probably asked the landlord to make some improvements for you. So the landlord might have paid out $40,000 fixing the place up for you. If you end your lease soon, the landlord, first of all, they're going to want to make sure that you're paying the rent until someone new comes in. Second of all, they're going to have to give improvements to that new tenant. So the money that they paid for your improvements, they're not getting back unless you pay it. And that's what they're going to want. And so a lot of times you'll see that when someone launches a franchise or signs a lease, that they have to sign a personal guarantee. That means, well, my business has got no money. You're not going to walk away because if you have any money or a house or a 401k, well, you're on the hook. So it does cost money to shut down business. Okay, so here's the antidote. If your business is shutting down, ideally you have some assets. Maybe you invented something and you've got a patent. Maybe you've got a trademark or brand name. Maybe you've got some copyrightable material. Maybe you've got equipment or a building or maybe inventory, things that you can sell. And so this is nice because, for example, let's just use the all too common example of a restaurant that goes under. Well, they've been going at it 2 years. They're out of money. The community is just starting to get into it. Someone can come in and buy you out, take over your lease. Now, maybe you shelled out $300,000 for it, and someone's going to come in and buy it for 60 grand. Ouch, that seems like it hurts. But you know what? If you just close your doors and walk away, you're going to have to pay 40 grand. So now that $60,000 actually feels like 100,000 because you're saving 40 and you're putting 60 in your pocket, and the new person buying you is getting a deal too. So it does cost money to shut down. I am sorry. I wish it weren't true, but it is. So if you're in this situation, yes, I do charge for my services, but I promise I always give people the maximum value, and no one ever leaves my office thinking, man, I wish I wouldn't have paid that. They always are happy. I've got 5-star reviews all over the place. Call me and I will help you make a plan so that we can minimize your loss, maximize your gain, even in this terribly difficult time of having to shut down your business.